Okay, so I'm going to try and cover 25 years of recruitment in 5 minutes, but really down a single avenue. And it's built around the idea that over the course of that time, I've always been fascinated with the role of the human and the way that we interact with people during the course of the process. So I was recruited into recruitment because I have such good people skills. I remember this. And I've seen it so many and heard it so many years since. Oh, we hired this person because we love the way that they deal with people. They've got great character. They're so much fun. They're going to be great with our clients. And then we stick them on the phone all day long. And I remember being sat on the phone for the first 3 months of my recruitment existence, wondering where the hell I was going to exercise these people skills rather than just breathing into a phone all day long. And I had to deal with the fact that people tend to say no a lot. So this was starting to become pretty demoralizing. I'm a nice guy, I'm a nice thing, but I've got a shit product. And so people were saying no, apparently is what I was feeling. And people around me didn't seem quite so good anymore. I wasn't that happy with people. My CEO of the first company I worked for in recruitment called me an effing see you next Tuesday every evening at 6:30 if I'd had a bad day. So I kind of wasn't feeling this whole human recruitment thing very much anymore. And then there's the candidates. They weren't liking as much either because I kept calling people that weren't interested in a job and they didn't want to know. And so the whole journey that I was going through was people saying no, bosses didn't seem to like what I was doing, candidates didn't seem to like me later much either. But then LinkedIn came along and it started to look a little bit easier. We could see people better. We could pick out people better. So much data and information and knowledge. It was exciting times for us. And then we spammed them all. Didn't recruiters absolutely fuck up LinkedIn? We absolutely screwed it up. And so all this new hope, Star Wars reference, was turned into muck. Because we treated everybody exactly the same, because they were just as salespeople, we go, oh, to spam them all, tell them all. If we hit the dart at the board enough times, we'll hit the bullseye with enough actions. But the truth is, with all the people, what was working out in recruitment is the whole business of being human and being a people person and all this kind of stuff is really hard. It's not easy. There's a lot of people to deal with out there. Applications, candidates, clients, etc. And how do we do it with everybody? And the candidates are saying, I want the best from you, recruiter. I want you to treat me nice. But at the same time, we couldn't deal with them all. We didn't know what to do. And humans weren't liking us. So what's the answer? Well, the 90s and the noughties and everything else came along, and along we came, well, let's send in robots. All of a sudden people started talking about, let's put robots in, and all sorts of weird concoctions of people talking strange started to appear into our feed. But robots aren't perfect, because robots, as we found with Amazon and everything else recently, what are robots if they're not trained by humans? We're still responsible for our robotic actions and all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't really solving the problem, because we can't hand over the whole of the car keys to the robots to do all the work, because they weren't particularly much better than we were at it, and they make bad mistakes because we put them to it. That's problems. I like that. That was obviously didn't transfer very well, that one. But in all of this work that we're doing, we have to remember the candidates. We're all good talking about we're very good at saying what we should do as recruiters and how we should act and what we need to be like. But the candidates are humans. So in all of that volume, there are individuals, there are personal people. And all that really, really matters when it comes down to it, given that candidates are primarily our product, the people we need to care for, they might be our customers or whatever it might be, all we should be considering is what the candidates want and what the candidates do. So why don't we think about starting our work from what the candidates need? How do they interact? How do they work with us, etc. And drive our actions based on this. And what we're starting to learn in recent years now is that candidates don't mind robots, as long as we do it correctly in the right space. I was talking to a good friend of mine yesterday, Ben Gledhill from Yodel, who just received over 95% engagement of chatbots on his recruitment channel. They don't want to talk to humans. Chatbots are absolutely fine, for example. So it's not all about being human. The thing about the whole human aspect, the whole be human thing is, actually, it's not about being human, it's about making the candidates feel like they're human. And that's what recruitment is all about. Recruiting has never been better than it is today, because with automation and technology, we can give the candidates what they want at the places where we're able to, where we're not able to as humans, and then we can hit the sweet spot with the human part at the end of it. And that was me. And plenty of skulls.
Thank you very much.